This episode of The Libby Show is brought to you by Black Box, your go-to space for tour rehearsals, photo shoots, and more. Our Black Box is your blank slate. Visit ips.live to book now.
Hey, I'm Austin.
And I'm Davis.
And we're leaving Austin, and you're watching The Libby Show.
How did she do it? Do it.
Libby. Oh, oh. Libby. Oh, oh. Libby.
3, 2,
Libby.
1.
It's the Libby Show.
Welcome, everybody, to a brand new episode of The Libby Show. Today's guest just released a follow-up single to their Southern Gold EP called Never Found You, written with Hillary Lindsey and the late busbee. Austin and Davis from the trio Leaving Austin is with us. How are you guys?
Good. How are you?
Good to see you.
Yeah.
You're new to Nashville. Well, kind of new. You moved last year from California. How does it feel to be officially here doing music?
I mean, it feels good. It's been weird, obviously. It's been a weird year. But it feels good to like be able to like reach out to someone and like network in a way that's like not through an email and actually like sit down in front of someone and like have a real conversation. So that's been kind of nice. It took a while to get there, but we're finally getting there. So
Finally getting there, getting settled in.
Yeah.
So obviously 2020 was a crazy year for everybody, but you all had a couple highlights. One of which you re-released American Avenue with Cassadee Pope on there, which was awesome. You got performing on the Today Show.
Yeah.
What was that like and putting that together?
Oh man, that was something for me where I was like a little boy on Christmas. And it was, I mean, the time it happened, like we didn't get to go to New York.
Yeah.
We shot it here, which was still just as fun, but I've never been to New York, so I was kind of like, of course, I can't go do all that. But it was my favorite thing that I think we've ever done.
Yeah.
I mean, still,
I'm
to
sure.
this day, yeah.
And even like the setup and everything, do you know who all was involved with that or what you came up with in terms of lighting and the...
Is
it was a farm
Design
background.
44?
Yeah,
it was Design 44, I think.
That sounds legit.
Lee is incredible. His company that helped with like the setup and the lighting and all that, he was amazing. So, shout out to him because he made that whole thing happen.
Yeah.
It was really fun. Like we got to kind of like tailor it to what we really wanted, which was a unique situation, and doing all that was like definitely the highlight for the year, like being such a struggle year, like getting an opportunity like that is like, you can't complain.
Prime.
Yeah. It's amazing. So
well, it looked and sounded so great. So congratulations on
thank
that.
you. Yeah.
But Cassadee, y'all have been friends with her for a while now. You played festivals.
Yeah.
Why her female voice in particular in terms of the melody and the message of the song?
It just, like, we just had her in mind instantly. Just because, I mean, we were watching her sing when we were on little Boots in the Park runs with her, and it's just like...
Shoot, I used to watch her at Warped Tour.
Yeah, and it just... she just, watch... It's just like, she fits so perfect. Like, her voice is just so freaking good.
Yeah.
So it was like, I don't know. It was easy to be like, okay, I'm just gonna...
Easy to choose.
I'm gonna try to trick her into doing this. Yeah.
And you did. You won her over.
Yeah. It was like the day we wrote that song, like Parker Welling, she's on that song with us, and
Jordan Sapp
convinced her to sing the second verse just because it felt like it needed that. And we all knew like right away, like Jordan Sapp was like, yeah, I mean, this needs a girl vocal on this. Like if you cut this song, I think you guys should really do that. And we're like, yeah. And Cassadee was that like,
that
one
person.
of the main people we discussed. So, and it happened.
Talk more about your community and, those that have supported you and have been along this ride, including Cassadee and Jordan and Parker, and what that's like to develop a community here as you transition from California and develop your sound beyond the Southern Gold EP.
Yeah, I mean, having people, I can speak for me at least, like having people like them, like Brock Berryhill has been producing us, guys like that, like Jim Cooley's been mixing our stuff, and like people we've met only within the last 3 years that are so excited about what we're doing. Coming here is like a little daunting. It's like the best musicians in the world are here. So you're up against like only the best, and then you come here and you're like, man, like this is hard. And then you got guys like that are killing it and doing it and encouraging you and pushing you in the right direction. It's kind of overwhelming because it's like, why do we get to? How do we deserve that? You know? And they see something in us that's really special, and that means a lot to us. And we've always been that way with people on our team, people involved with us, that we make sure that they're like taken care of because they take care of us. You know, and that's just something that's like really important to us. And a lot of the people here just immediately started doing that, and it's just really cool.
And that they get your sound.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah.
I bet that feels great.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
What did it feel like to have the late Busbee a part of a project for you? The Never Found You single that just came out is awesome, and our fans are going to hear an acoustic version later.
Yeah.
But what was that like having him a part of it as well as Hillary?
It was incredible. I mean, when we got to the place, I think it was one of his
Like studio house.
studio houses. He like, before we even went in the studio to even start, he was like, I want to get to know you. And we stood in the kitchen, drank coffee, and then sat down in the living room right there and talked for like an hour.
Yeah.
And then went and, started. And he's like the most awesome guy, like a great man of faith, and in which we all can relate to. So it was, I mean, and then writing with someone like him is just like, this is incredible.
Yeah. Him and Hillary both. I mean, they're so
Hillary's amazing.
talented. It's like, just to sit back and like watch that much genius happening in a room, like, we're creative people and we are doing our thing, and watch people at that level is just like, it was insane. Like he's got some videos of that, and I'd love to see those because it's been a long time, but it's pretty crazy. Like, just like we're writing, like we're on this roll, and then like I just remember this moment where he like was like kind of stopped and was like, man, I don't know, and he got up and he went over to this piano that's in that studio room and just started playing that chorus. And it was just like crazy. Like, it just felt like so surreal. It was insane. Yeah.
I bet. How did you come up with the idea of the song of Never Found You? Obviously, I bet it means something different now. But at the time, what were you thinking of when you wrote that song?
I mean, for me, like we've been going through a process of like exploring different topics to write about, and that one was more so of all these individuals in our life that got us to where we are. Like, because we wouldn't be here without the people that push you and support you. And there's a lot of people that don't want to support you, but we know exactly who the people are that do. And without them, like, you have nothing. So writing a song in that vein was like really important message for us to say.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
Is there someone specific that each of you think of now when you hear that song? Maybe one or two people that's special?
Austin.
Yeah.
Now you got to say Davis back. I mean,
I took it, so like, for me, when we first even wrote this, I mainly was like, I'd be so lost if I never found God and had that personal relationship with him. For me, and you were saying...
Yeah, I mean, for me, there was like a few different people in mind, like my family and like some of those things, like, because when you listen to the song, it's like, yes, it's about a girl in the end, but there's more to it when you listen to the lyrics, because it's more personal. It's bigger than just like one relationship. It's multiple relationships. But when I hear that song, like even like my daughter, like I have a daughter, and like she comes to mind because it's like, not in like the way of like that relationship, just like, I don't know what I would be doing without that relationship. I don't know what I would have without having that. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So to me, it's bigger than just that one relationship. It's a lot of things. And, as a group, we each have our own thing that means something. So, yeah.
Share more in terms of like your faith during this past year, what that's meant to you during times that have just been kind of up in the air, I guess, through changes.
Yeah, gosh. I mean, I've just learned to put all my trust in that, and and just kind of try not to worry about it and let that get in, go into God's hands of, I just want to do what you want for me, what your will is. So honestly, yeah, I've been fine, like with everything. I just really miss singing on stage.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing that gets me. But also I get to be with my kids a lot, and that's like
Yeah.
you know, my favorite thing of all time. So it's like, and they're getting so big. My son's 4, my daughter's 6, and they sing American Avenue, Never Found You all day.
All of them.
And this
a medley.
kid gets so into it, and I got some videos. It's hilarious. Yeah.
I feel like it kind of, to go along with that too, it like kind of strengthened like our own relationship, like as friends, aside from like doing music and creating and doing all that, like just as friends, like you like are kind of like almost forced to like find those like few people that like you really connect with, and like we've connected forever, like our whole band, and
Right.
but I feel like even this year we've just gone deeper as like friends, because there's a need to check in, you know, there's like you realize how important it is to check in, and you get so lost in this business and this, you know, touring and all that stuff, and
Right.
Yeah.
this gave us an opportunity to kind of slow down and like reconnect, and that's been really cool. And like I've been on a faith level too, you know, checking in on like that stuff with each other has been kind of nice.
That's awesome.
Yep.
And for anyone out there that's, you know, forming a trio, forming a duo, whatever, any sort of advice for them as they're putting that together, to speak more to what you were
Trust
just saying.
each other.
Trust each other, and really like respect each other, and always make sure you are putting each other's friendship first.
Yeah,
You know,
totally.
just-
I think encouragement, it's such
Yeah.
a tough business, you know, like there's so many no's. And if you,
Yeah.
the best thing about having a band is you have someone to lean on when you're not 100%. Someone can pick up that slack, and like a solo artist doesn't really have that. They might have a great team, but I think that's something that we have that's unique.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people, I think a lot of duos are that way, trios, bands. There's someone to lean on when you're not able to give it all, you know?
Right.
And I think that's something really unique that we have.
Yeah.
So when you met back in California, at that time, were you each thinking about doing music? Were you interested, or did it just, once you
take
became
this one.
friends, you were like, this would be really fun?
I made him. I forced him.
Yeah, kinda.
But tell the story of that.
I went to a show, my buddy, well, he was friends with them too. I didn't realize that, but this kid, Jordan Felice, he's a Christian artist out here.
Yeah.
He's from
He's
where
our-
we're from.
Okay.
Best friend. We're always.
Yeah. So I went
Shout
to go.
out.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
Shout out,
Jordan,
Jordan.
what's up, bro? I went to go see his old band, and Austin's band was opening. It was in my hometown, and I showed up early because it's like kind of a coffee shop venue, and I was like, I guess I'll go check out like who's performing first, like whatever.
Yeah.
And I walk in, and his old band is playing, and I'm like, who is this guy? Like immediately was like, this guy's so good. They must be some other touring band. And then I like looked to the left, and I was like, man, I recognize that guy playing guitar, and it's our buddy Jordan. We went to like church camp together. So we like
Classic.
had this introduction, and then I met him, and like it was like immediately friends. Like he's like, dude, you got to come to my house. Like come over, come to Clovis, like let's hang. And so I was like, all right, like whatever. So I go up there, and he's like, dude, you need to be like in my band. Like we need to like do music together. And I was like, I don't know. I'm like working at a golf course and like kind of doing my own thing. I think I was playing in like some like kind of hardcore kind of band at the time. And
Warped Tour was your...
Warped Tour, yeah. Love
your
it.
goal.
Yeah. And I was like, yeah, I mean, I guess. And I was like doing some like worship leading stuff. And he's like, dude, just come over. The band, like everyone wants to meet you. But I need you to play a couple songs in front of everybody. And I was like, I hate that. Because like he's a great singer, and I'm like, okay, but like I'm not a lead singer, you know.
Okay.
And I sat in front of him and all his friends and played like Cannons by
I
Phil
made him
Wickham.
play a Phil Wickham song because
Phil Wickham.
Phil
I
Wickham
love
was
Phil
my-
Wickham.
that
He's
was it,
great.
though.
He's my
Yeah.
favorite still to this day, and it's cool because my friend Josh Auer plays bass for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See?
So it's like,
Small
but I
world
mean,
after all.
he hasn't invited me to go bother Phil Wickham, which is annoying.
Yeah, but it was like that moment. It was like, okay, there's something special here, and it hasn't stopped since then. And that was, we were talking about that earlier today. Like,
And now it's been like 13
14
years or 40. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Crazy.
Long
Yeah.
time. No beard. No tattoos when we met.
I did.
He did. I had 0. He gave me my first tattoo in my
You
room.
did?
I did.
He's an incredible artist, first of all. But he
Beast.
had shut up. He had
Yeah, I mean, this ink's
He's so
permanent. You
good
can't
at-
say too
No,
soon.
he's so good at drawing.
Yeah.
And he
Okay.
was dabbling with tattooing and knew how to do it safely and had the gun. And I was like, do it. He did that little cross right here.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Didn't
He
you do
doesn't-
your mom's name on your
It's
chest? or
on my
something?
chest. And I'm not in shape right now, so you're not seeing it.
Don't get a look at whatever. Yeah. Any reason behind the cross why you chose that?
Everything I get is faith driven. So like my whole arm, I have a lighthouse, and then it's all the ocean, and it's like a storm, and it's basically from that Casting Crown song, I'll praise you in this storm, and the lighthouse is God's light. And then I have angels over here, and then I have, I can't get that lifted.
That's so intentional.
I forget what I have right there. What does it say? That's going to bother me. I should know what that says.
Something faith-based.
Yeah.
Yes. And then I have faith over here on my,
So that
and
would
then
be
across.
that would be faith based probably.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all faith based.
That's so good.
Except for, I just like that arrow. I wanted that arrow there.
Yeah, everybody needs a tiny arrow
And I
somewhere.
shoot-
I don't have, so I don't know
don't
why I'm
have
holding
one.
my hand up like I have one, but yeah.
Let's go get one.
Yeah.
God, that would be my spontaneous
Yeah.
coming out
Yeah.
for sure. I saw on your Instagram how you're planning to release more music eventually, and you were kind of throwing out some songs for people to listen to and to hear clips of. There was one that you wrote with Colby Redgeworth that I
Yes.
really liked. Are you able to talk about that one?
Sure. Can we?
Was it Battle Scars?
Yeah. Yeah.
Colby's the man.
Yes,
We've
sure.
been that song. So many people were like, "Why is this not out?" And it's like,
It's kind of fun to do, like, that's like a big trending thing right now on like
Yeah.
TikTok and
Yes.
socials to kind of just put things up and like see how people react. And it's like kind of fun to just like give people a little taste of that. Like we're writing a lot and we've got hundreds of songs right now. So it's like, it feels really good. Like, we obviously release on like schedules and like we put things out intentionally and to kind of like have that moment to just kind of like put a little something out for somebody
Yeah.
and see how people react or how they connect with it and just the messages that you get. Like just like a 30-second clip, like it like affects somebody's day or even their life. And it's like, that's crazy.
Yeah, I hit the
That's cool.
anthemic part at the very end, and then the video just ended, and I was like, what the heck?
Yeah.
Yeah. What stories do you typically get in terms of the song Never Found You, though? Have you heard any personal stories from people?
I think I've seen a couple of stories, like even like we get a lot of stuff in like Instagram. That's a big one of people just like messaging, like saying something. But the amount of people that reached out about that were just like kind of like talking about like how it gave them opportunity to like they showed it to someone being like, this was my way of telling that person how much they mean to me. Like that's I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
So
I feel like music does that for everybody. It gives
Yeah.
them another way to say something, for sure.
yeah, we got a lot of those.
Lastly, any fun goals that you have for the rest of the year? Something that you're excited about, you've been working on?
well, there's always, there's new music coming out. We have a new one coming out that we wrote with Sam Ellis that we wrote actually Nothing But You with.
Yeah.
So it's going to be, did we post this? We did. We did a little teaser of it.
That's one of the ones
It's
that
one of the ones, but we can't say
yeah.
secret.
Secret, everyone.
I'll tell you after.
Yeah, new music for sure. We've been doing a bunch of like videos like on our own, like just like because we have some time, obviously we're not on tour, and we've been like kind of like dabbling in like some like fun like covers, like just songs that we personally love that we want to do, and just like kind of so people can like kind of connect with us on, oh wow, they love that song, like that's so cool, like why do they love that song, and gives us an opportunity to like kind of share a little bit about ourselves, and that's been fun. We've been doing a lot of those, so those are coming too.
Who are some of those artists or genres that you really like right now?
Oh, right now?
Yeah.
I've been like, honestly, I've been listening to a lot of Lainey.
Okay. Yeah.
Like, and it's a little like, and I was shown them years ago and it didn't really do anything for me, but for some reason I'm just super connected with their songs right now. So I've been listening to a lot of that. And a lot of old Rascal Flatts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like,
that's always what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I swear.
Like these days, like just like those songs like are so nostalgic to me, and I've been like going backwards in music. Like I haven't really listened to a lot of new stuff, which is kind of strange. I've been kind of going back into,
which is
like,
kind of nice. It kind of breaks
it's
away
refreshing.
from.
Yeah.
I was listening to a bunch of Goo Goo Dolls last week, and I was like,
great,
wait a second, why have I not done like a deep dive into this?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah. Well, where can people follow you on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook? You're everywhere.
At Leaving Austin.
At Leaving
At
Austin.
Leaving
Everywhere.
Austin.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Well, Davis, Austin, thank you so much for joining me on the show.
Thank
Go
you.
check them out, Leaving Austin, and of course, follow the Libby Show wherever you stream content. Here's an acoustic version of Never Found You by Leaving Austin. See you guys.
No name board out on the water, no sail, no sign of that, no star. 3 drinks in, all alone in the corner, getting a little too drunk in that bar. No what ifs or maybes, that's where I will be, baby. Just another hopeless, don't know where you're going guy on a broken road. With no direction, stumbling and guessing, looking for a hand to hold. No what ifs or might be's, no question that I'd be gone, way off track. I'd be heading nowhere fast, somewhere out there in the dark. No way of finding my way back. Ain't no doubt that I'd be living like I had nothing to lose. Yeah, girl, I would be so damn lost if I never found you. That night could have been any other night like I had before. I wasn't looking to fall in love, but then there you were, staring at me across the room. Oh baby, without you I'd be gone, way off track. I'd be heading nowhere fast, somewhere out there in the dark. No way of finding my way back. Ain't no doubt that I'd be living like I had nothing to lose. Yeah, girl, I would be so damn lost if I never found you. That's where I will be, baby. No what ifs or maybes. I'd be gone, way off track. I'd be heading nowhere fast, somewhere out there in the dark. No way of finding my way back. Ain't no doubt that I'd be living like I had nothing to lose. Yeah, girl, I would be so damn lost if I never found you. If I never found you. Then girl, I'd be a no-name boat out on the water, no sail, no sign of that, no star. 3 drinks in, all alone in the corner, getting a little too drunk in that bar.
It's the Libby Show. The Libby Show. It's the Libby Show. It's the Libby Show.